Welcome to our edition of Let's Play Farming Simulator 2013 on the Glenmalure farm. Alright, we got a couple things going on today. First of all, we need to get this field seeded. Also, as a quick note, my girlfriend's still sleeping, so this is a really early recording for me. I don't normally record quite this early. It is currently, what is it? 7:00, no, it's not 7:05, 7:10, which is pretty darn early if you ask me, to start recording. But I'm more of a morning person, less of a night person, so I tend to record in the morning. Not usually this early, but we have some guests coming over today because it's Good Friday. So I figured, hey, you know what, I probably should do a couple recordings so I make sure I have something for the weekend. So that is why I'm recording this early in the morning. It's all good. I don't mind it. Got my coffee here this morning. Really enjoying my coffee today, so that's good. Alright, so we got field 10 right here. So let's go ahead and get this guy set up. Oh, that's what I was looking for that. I was looking at fruit types. So what do we got? We have canola, barley. What could we plant on this one? Canola, barley. Let's do wheat. There we go. So, I actually don't remember. I watched like the last 2 minutes of the last video just to see what my plan was for this particular episode, but apparently I did not mention what I was going to do, so I have no idea. Let's make it that. That should be good. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get this field seeded, and after that I'll be able to progress time a little bit, and then we can... What is it doing? This is always the problem. It never works the way I want it to. I don't know, it's one of those funny things, like when I try to use, sometimes when I try to use Auto Tractor, no problems whatsoever. Other times it's like pulling teeth almost. Which is kind of funny actually. And I think it's just because I always muck up the settings. Auto Tractor on, Auto Tractor off. Alright, headland doesn't make a difference. Turn mode, reverse. Yeah, collision check. Front packer on, no, front packer. I don't know, it's just one of those weird things where sometimes it'll work exactly the way I want it to without a problem, and sometimes I run into problems. So technically what this one should be doing is just going around the field, and I thought he would be able to do it around this field right at this particular point, but apparently they can't, so they do what they're doing right now in order to get around the field, which is fine because it gets done eventually, so I don't worry about it too much, but it just seems strange. Yeah, see, I don't know why it does this. I don't know, it's one of those strange things, but it does work. It does work. This tractor works with Auto Tractor, which is nice because I know Courseplay, while it does work somewhat with this particular tractor, it's not 100%, so it works. But this tractor does look pretty cool with the dualies on it seating, so I have to admit that. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, probably would have been faster. Yeah, let's just do it this way. It is probably going to be faster if I just do it. Do the initial headland, I guess, because then the tractor will have something to follow at least. But for whatever reason, the headland just never works the way I want it to, basically. So that's why I tend to do the headland with this. Do I have the fertilizing on? No, I don't think so. So I suppose I could use the fertilizer, and I still haven't used the fertilizer very much ever since we got the Abbey manure spreader, basically. So that's something to keep in mind. Oh, we probably need to fertilize some fields too. Ooh, that's a good point, Iain. It looks like this field has already been fertilized, actually. I must have done that already, it looks like. Yeah. Alright, maybe this time it'll work nicely. Because you'd think I'd be able to, yeah, you'd think I'd be able to just, it's a nice gradual turn. You'd think you'd be able to follow it, but apparently it can't. Anyways. Maybe it's just me. No, well, there it goes. Alright, well, we'll let it do its thing and see what happens. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't work. I have no idea. Alright, we need to go take a little jaunt over to their fields. I just want to check to see whether they're fertilized or not. Because that will determine what I do next, basically. I mentioned the fact that in another series, I was thinking about doing something like a Giants editor type series. I don't know what you call it. Basically, what it would boil down to is this one that's been fertilized. Yes. Basically, what it boiled down to is it would be, you know, me using the Giants editor program and doing some adjustment on maps and whatnot. Oh, this one does need to be fertilized. Okay. Doing some adjustments on maps and whatnot. And one of the interesting suggestions was, Ian, maybe you could, you know, make some adjustments on a map and then play on it after, which would be kind of funny. That's kind of an interesting idea, actually. But that would basically ruin the secret of the map. But it is a cool idea still, so I like it. Now, what do we have in stock? Do we have anything in stock? Sugar beets, and that's it. Alright, this is what we're going to do. Where's my Unimog? I'm going to sell a load of silage, and there's a specific reason why I'm going to do that. I want to get enough money so I can get the Abbey nurse tanker, which I believe is something I was talking about at the end of last episode, or I talked about in the last episode. I can't remember. I'll be honest, I recorded that episode a long time ago. Like, for me, a long time ago, it was a week or a few days ago, because what happened was I did a big batch recording last time. I did like 4 episodes in one day or something like that, which is a lot, for me at least. I'm sure some people do more than that, but because there is a lot of off-camera prep work, is it 6? Yes. Off-camera prep work, so doing 4 episodes in one day is kind of a lot, actually. So, alright, let's grab the conveyor belt. So I did 4 episodes in a day, so basically I was good for the week. That's what it boiled down to. I actually didn't record enough Central Kansas last time, so I think that was part of the reason why I had to... oh, there's a cool little screen there. Huh. That's why I had to do some more recordings of Central Kansas in the middle of the week. And that's why there was I think it was a Thursday, there wasn't an episode of Central Kansas up when it was supposed to go up, or an episode of something. I think what happened was I had a video ready to go, I just didn't schedule it properly, so these things happen sometimes. Alright, so let's get this guy on here. So the nurse tanker that I'm referring to is from, and no, it's from the FS-UK guys. Excuse me. Alright. I think if I go backwards it's faster. Is it? Where are we here? Here it is. So this is the nurse tanker right here. Oh, it's 27,000. Oh, I thought it was 17. Basically, and we don't have a tractor that can move that. Okay, that's probably what I decided last time. That's probably the reason why I didn't get it last time. Just because I don't have a tractor that can actually use that. In reality, because we have, what, the 146 horsepower tractor and the 155 horsepower tractor. We don't have any tractors that are higher horsepower, so I guess we shan't buy that yet. It'll have to be a tractor first. So let's take a look. Tractors. So we're looking for something in the... this one's been acting funny. Whenever I try to buy it, it never works. I don't know why. Let's just take a peek. I think I screwed something up when I was messing around with it, I think, in the XML a while ago. Copy. So we're looking for 170 horsepower tractor. Something that you would see in Ireland. These aren't powerful enough. None of them are. Or else I'd probably get those. Those are not powerful enough. None of these have 170 horsepower anyways. Well, this one has 174 horsepower, but I don't want to get it because I don't like the articulated tractor. That's just me. JCB. That would be a little overkill for this farm. Just a tiny little bit. But what do we have here? Where is it? The 6R series. is 170 horsepower. That's a really nice tractor. Or we have the, where is it? This one, which is a 180 horsepower tractor. 185, and it's only 70 grand. But it's not as nice. So I think we'll head for this one, which is 75 grand. Alright, apparently almost full. Did we get enough? No, looks like they're... Oh, that's the wrong button. There, he's probably full now. Unimog. There we go. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and aim towards getting that tractor, because I think at this point we do create enough liquid manure to warrant getting the nurse tanker, basically. And because this is a small map as opposed to a large map, it makes more sense to get something like the nurse tanker than a big tanker which goes in the back of a semi. And one of the nice things you can do with the nurse, the Abbey nurse tanker, is that you can use courseplay with it as well. As I've mentioned in the past, one of the problems I did encounter was it didn't work the way I wanted it to, or the way it was supposed to, at least. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's what happens when you use a keyboard, apparently. Sheesh. If I had been using a steering wheel, I'd have no problems there, but keyboard, mouse, nope. No dice. Yeah, so one of the problems I ran into is not working properly, so what I may do is I'll get it for sure regardless, because it'll make it so I can set it up with courseplay and just have it sit there at the very least, and then I can use it manually, because it can do the refill run by itself. Let's just make this a legal pass here. Actually, I don't know what the rules for passing are in Ireland or whatnot, but I'm pretty sure you can't do that on a turn. I know in Canada you can't pass on a turn, so I don't imagine why you'd be able to do that in Ireland, but anything's possible, I suppose. Alright, I don't know, forget how much we get from these. I want to say it's like 20 grand or something. One of the things I noticed is, I don't know if you guys recall or not, but I was trying to determine whether having the dual screens up or not was causing the sound issues a while ago. And apparently that was not the issue at all. But one of the things I noticed was when I have the dual... I should have waited a little bit longer. When I have the dual screens up, what happens is when you maneuver around like this, what I was just doing there, what happens is my cursor can go to the other screen sometimes. And then what happens in that scenario is it stops rotating the camera, basically. So it can be really annoying when you're trying to back up or adjust the camera, basically. So that's one of the advantages of having only a single screen. But having a single screen is not fun, especially when you've gotten used to having dual screens. I'm very fortunate to be able to have dual screens because I have an enormous desk. I think my desk is like 4 feet by 8 feet or something like that. It's a pretty big desk. It's actually a really sturdy desk too. You can actually stand on it, which is a little funny. And I have tested that many times before because I use it basically as a stepladder sometimes. Well, I've used it I didn't move the desk specifically for a stepladder, but when I was putting something up in my office and it was close to the desk, I might use the desk, for example. That's what I'm referring to. But I don't move my desk around as if it were a stepladder. That would just be ridiculous. Oh, goodness. Yeah, but because of that, I'm able to have 2 big screens on the desk. So I have like a 27-inch screen and I have a 24-inch screen, I think it is. So that's bigger than my TV, actually. I have a really tiny TV, just because I don't watch TV very often. I tend to play video games a lot more. And because of that, my screen on my computer is much larger than my my screen for my computer is much larger than my television screen, basically. And we still have an old school television too, which is kind of funny. We have a, I don't know what you can call it anymore. It's like a CRT monitor is what comes to mind. Although I know that's not the right word because I'm talking about a television screen, not a monitor, but that's what comes to mind basically. So, all right, let's take a quick peek at how the this guy's doing. Oh, he's actually making his way around. Okay, that's good. So I guess the headland really helped in the end. So that's good. That must have been the key in order to help this guy out, basically. But he seems to be doing his job now, which is good. He's going to do some really... Is he going to back up now? Whatever. He's doing his job. I'll just leave him for the time being. He's probably going to run out of seed before he finishes the field, though. They always do. That's probably one of the most annoying things, but... Why? See, I don't know if you can hear that, but this guy sounds like he's running. I don't know why. And the Unimog, I doubt is full. No. Alright, let's just move him in place a little bit better. There we go. One of the funny things I discovered on the central Kansas map is the way in the bunkers, like for the silage, one of the really funny things is that... Oh, it's full. One of the really funny things is just the way it you unload in the bunker. So it's like you don't have to be in the silage with your conveyor belt in order for the silage to unload. You could just be, you could have the conveyor belt like hovering in midair, and it'll start unloading, assuming it has something to unload into. So that kind of made me chuckle when I discovered that the first time. So how much money did we get from that? Not 42,000. That's probably just coming over from the last day. Alright, so one of the other things that someone mentioned was I've been talking about trying to find a decent pig trailer for my pigs that carries more than 16 pigs. And honestly, I haven't found anything that fits the size of map that carries more than 13 pigs. I found some really nice trailers, but they only carry like 13 pigs. Like the Pronauer trailer that Caravera 76 had on Old Family Farm. Yeah, that's a really nice trailer, but only carries like 13 pigs. A couple other people suggested a couple other trailers, and it was the same situation. Uh-oh. There we go. A couple people suggested a couple other trailers, and it was the same thing. They're really nice trailers, they're just a little bit small. So I think what I might do is, perhaps a bit cheaty, but I'm going to adjust the number of pigs I can put in the trailer. I had some suggestions. I think it was Russell who said the trailer I have right now could probably hold around 50 pigs, maybe, or something like that. So let me know what you guys think. How many pigs do you think the trailer that I have right now could realistically hold? In my mind, 50 might be a bit much. I'm thinking in the area of 25 pigs or 35 pigs, something like that. Something just below 50, because for whatever reason, in my mind, 50 seems like a lot for that small trailer, but I can't say I've transported many pigs, so that's probably part of the reason why. I really have no idea. Alright, as I'm sure I'm said many times, I don't normally like to sell silage, but in this map it makes a lot more sense. And I have it, and I guess in this particular map it's considered a crop, so heck, might as well take advantage of it. Allows us to progress our farm a bit quicker. If you're watching the Central Kansas remake map, you'll note that I haven't done much silage on that map, mainly because it's North America and biogas plants aren't nearly as common as they are in Europe. But interestingly enough, actually, I was reading an article the other day from realagricultural.com. Realagriculture.com talked about biogas in Ontario and the possibility of using it as a potential alternative to gasoline and whatnot. To produce, I think it would be biodiesel, if memory serves. Really interesting stuff, because we do, in Ontario and in Canada, we do have the farmland in order to produce a lot of silage in this case, let's say, to produce biogas, which is interesting. So for Canada, it could be considered a much more sustainable way of producing energy rather than gasoline and stuff like that, because gasoline's a natural resource, well, not gasoline specifically, but oil's a natural resource, for example, and in order to get the oil, it takes, X number of years. I'm assuming it's a lot, but with biodiesel, assuming we can, this is where one of the points they made in the article, assuming you can make sure the land is still you're not tearing out the nutrients from the land and never putting them back. So you're making sure you're oh, that was a bad turn. Making sure you are I was going to be stuck there for a second. Making sure you are maintaining the land in terms of the health, and still getting enough biogas material, basically. So from what I understand, you can make biogas out of silage, like they do on this map. You can make it out of any biomaterial, because I believe it's based on the fermentation process, and everything ferments eventually, which is kind of interesting, actually. So you could theoretically use compost, I suppose, and I think they talked about stuff like that, but not as a primary source. So I know a lot of farms in the UK, I believe, Ireland, Scotland, perhaps England, they produce silage and stuff like that as a primary resource on the farm. And one of the really cool things about it is the fact that it is renewable. It's renewable in the sense that it's not terribly difficult to produce more of it. If you make it with, let's say, hay, for example. And that's a possibility that you can definitely take advantage of. I have a feeling we're not going to make $75,000. That's unfortunate. It makes me a bit sad. Oh well. Put the conveyor belt there, and just let this guy chill out over here. And we'll hop back in the... Nice full anyways. That was pretty perfect, actually. That's weird. Can I make this turn? No. Some people said I should get the GMC truck. Oh, come on. As opposed to something else. And use it as a runabout on this map. And it definitely would work. However, that type of truck is definitely not an Irish type of truck. To the best of my knowledge. Maybe it does have it in Ireland. Okay, give me a second. Let me grab a drink of coffee here. It's calling my name. It's cooling down though. Apparently with my window open and the temperature outside, it's cooling down my coffee quicker than I would like. I don't know. I'm used to a much colder room than some people, I guess, so I think it's like hovering around 0, maybe just above 0 outside today, right now. And I have my window open, and it keeps me alert, I guess is what it boils down to. And that just goes for like the whole day. It's not just when I'm recording. It just means for whatever reason, when I'm warm, I get really drowsy really quickly. So being able to keep the window open is really nice, because it does allow me to, I don't know, air out the room, I guess. Because we live in the 4th floor of an apartment building, and it can get really stuffy in here sometimes. Alright, something I just remembered, I don't know why I didn't think about this, is that we can actually sell the Ursus tractor as well, in order to get some additional money. And I think that tractor is worth about 20 grand already, so I think what we can do is we can sell that. Alright, let me just see where we're at when we sell this, because I'm not sure where we're going to end up. So, somebody asked for a little bit more in-cab work, so I'm doing that right now. It's actually easier to drive on this map with in-cab sometimes, because you tend to avoid the walls better. Well, I do at least. Maybe not everybody, but... Alright, he is out of seed. That's not surprising. Didn't I say he would... Didn't I say that would happen? Alright. Let's bring the seeder over here and fill this guy up with seed. It's funny, this tractor by itself isn't too bad, as long, like, moving it around I don't mind at all. But when I have to be in the tractor for a longer period of time and do some field work with it, it's really loud and painful on my ears. Oh, actually, yeah, we'll have enough easily. Excellent. Alright, so let's just... I'm just going to do this myself, because I have a feeling if I set the hired worker to do it, it probably will screw it up, because it's just a little tiny strip here, so we will do it for him. It's going to look really odd. It's like a question mark, kind of. I don't know. But, you know, it looks like the version of auto tractor I have now is better than the previous one. So thank you. I think it was Anders who was encouraging me to use it, or to get it, I should say. So thanks again, then. If you are part of the website community, you would have gotten an email asking about what you'd like to see for a 1,000 subscriber special. And funny enough, by the time I actually get around to doing it, I might be, well, I know I'm already over 1,000 subscribers now, so thank you. But one of the things that I asked in the email was, what would you like to see, basically. So here are the two primary suggestions. Suggestion number one that I got most was a multiplayer game, so either with you guys, which I can definitely do, or with something. Why does this thing sound like it's running again? Jeez. Or with you guys, or with somebody else, or just a multiplayer game in general. And if I were to do that, I'd have to be careful about that because I don't have a super high upload connection, upload speed, I should say. So what that would mean is you'd probably be able to play with me, but it would be a laggy game, is what it boils down to. So if you're okay with that, if you're okay with a laggy game, then that's something I can do. And I probably would choose a map that you guys would need to download, but I would probably use all vanilla equipment just to make it easy to join. I thought about doing it in Hagenstadt, but it's Hagenstadt or Hagenstadt, depending how you want to say it. So that was one of the options. And one of the other options that people mentioned was a super long episode and with face cam. And those are the two biggest suggestions. So again, those suggestions were from you guys, and that was basically based on the email primarily that I sent out to people asking what they would like to see. So if you're not part of the community, you would not have gotten the email. If you are, then you got it, basically. So, and if you'd like to join the community, you can go on the website and check it out there, basically. So I think it's the link is in the description, and if you'd like to go check it out, by all means do so. If not, well, that's cool too. Whatever. It's your choice. Alright, so we got 62 grand. Nice. Alright, so let's... Where am I going to put this? I'm just going to drive it through the bunker because there's nothing in the bunker anymore. Alright. We'll just leave this guy here. And let's hop in the Ursus. And let's fire this guy up. Now, as much as I don't want to sell this tractor. It's loud, so it's going. That's what it boils down to. And I should be able to sell this for a good, pretty penny. Ursus, I believe, is a Polish company, so you probably wouldn't see this in Ireland. Or maybe you would, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure you'd see John Deere, because John Deere is pretty international these days. Case, I'm assuming, is as well. Now, I could go for the JCB, but I think the JCB is just overkill for this map, because I don't think I'm ever going to need a 300 horsepower tractor. That is the main reason why. In all honesty. We may just need more tractors, but not necessarily more powerful tractors once we get this one, because I don't think there's very much else we would need to get that's more powerful. Alright. Let's shut it off because it's loud. Alright, so this was the Ursus 1614. Really detailed tractor. I really like the way this tractor looks. I think it's super cool. I love how you can see right in the engine there, and it's pretty detailed actually. The fact that the fan right there moves, the fact that you can actually, can you come? Yeah, you can come back here and move the hitch up, X or hitch down. You can do that. Oh, there it goes. So you can do that, or you can do that. So you can actually come around and do a couple things. You can hide the pivot in the back. I don't know if I ever showed that to you guys, but this is a pretty detailed tractor, so it's pretty boss, I guess is the way I would say it. But yeah, I just don't like it because it's loud. Well, I like it in general, but it is loud. So, how much do we get for that? 26 grand? Awesome. Alright, let's do a little bit of shopping now. Alright. So, for the nurse tanker, we need 170. So let's just do one more run through, see what tractors we have, because these are not going to be powerful enough, unfortunately. Even, well, this one would be, but it's articulated, so it'd be a bit strange. So I don't want to get that. That's the only reason why. And it's loud as well, because it uses the same sound script as the other ones, I believe. These ones are not necessarily too powerful, but just too expensive for me. There's this one, or this one. I don't know. I don't know how much. I think that means the horsepower, but I'm not really sure. And there's this tractor. This tractor is actually pretty big. And do I have anything else that would work? No. Nope, these aren't powerful enough. No, I don't think so. I could go to New Holland, actually. New Hollander. This is actually cheaper and more horsepower. Does it have in-cab sound? I have to think about this now. I think it does. And I think it works well with the... yeah, let's get this one. Ta-da! We just got a New Holland. I was just going to get the John Deere, but I have John Deeres all over the place, so I don't have as many New Hollands, although apparently I'm collecting more New Hollands. So this is the New Holland T7 550. This is by the same people who made the Case CVX 175. This guy right here. So this is, well, where is it? Doesn't say who made it, but the tires are done by the same person apparently. But this is the New Holland. It's actually a pretty detailed tractor. I think actually the same guys who did this one did the 6R series anyway, so that's why it's nice and detailed on the inside. So it's got a little bit of in-cab stuff, left door, right, right window in the back. You can, and oh, I forgot about that. That's awesome. Okay, so let me just show you this to you carefully. So just looking around. Oh, and you actually look back behind you, like over the seat, which is a feature I just love about this tractor. All right. So I was originally going to get a John Deere, but we got a New Holland instead. So it does have in-cab sound. Nice. Okay, I'm down with that. And I think you would see New Holland in Ireland. I think. I know you'd see John Deere, but I was like, well, I know I have John Deeres all over the place, like I said. So we have the John Deere tractor. And I'm pretty sure you'd see New Holland in Ireland. Let me know if you do or not. Because that's always good to know. So now we have this, and we actually almost have enough money for the nurse tanker as well. Oh, that's sweet. So because we actually went for the cheaper tractor, it's actually more horsepower. So this is 196 horsepower, so we probably don't need... I don't think we'd ever need anything over 200 horsepower on this farm. If we did, I'd be extremely surprised. Alright, sweet. Here we go, we've got a new tractor. Nice. And I think a few people will be happy because it's New Holland. Like I said, I'm not sure if Ireland would have New Holland. I'm sure it does, but I don't know how prominent it is. So let me know if New Hollands are common in Ireland or not. If not, well then I'm sorry, I guess. If they are, that's perfect. So it really depends on how that works out. So our next purchase is definitely going to be that nurse tanker, which is this bad boy right here. And it's 27,000. So we are only $4 grand off of that. No, that's because like, can we borrow any more money? Apparently not. So we'll have to wait. All right, so that will be the next purchase, the nurse tanker. I think for now this is a good place to stop because we got our fancy, dancy, brand new New Holland tractor. Nice. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. In the next episode, I think what we'll do is we will get enough money for the nurse tanker, and we will do that somehow. Not sure. We don't need that much money, actually, so it's not going to take a whole lot in order to get that. Actually, what we could do before we end the episode is let's go pick up some eggs. That's going to give us a whopping $100 or $200. which is always good. Yeah, you know, a little bit of extra money helps. So I'm going to stop the episode there for now, folks. Give you a nice little view. Alright, so that's it for today. What we'll do next episode is we'll get the nurse tanker and we will fertilize that other field. So, my name's Iain Robson. This has been Farming Simulator 2013, early in the morning. And I'll catch you guys later.